Our goal today is going to be to discuss the potential opportunities as well as the challenges that AI presents in pursuit of sustainable development. We will explore real-world examples of AI applications for sustainability while also addressing the crucial question of whether AI and machine learning are sustainable technologies in themselves. We will do so using a holistic approach to discuss sustainability from the three different perspectives, that is, economic, social, and environmental. And to do that, I'm going to be joined here on stage by three distinguished speakers, Paloma, Joan, and Idoia. Okay, so I'm going to start by introducing the three of them. Welcome. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So firstly, to the left-hand side of the stage, we have Ramon Mallart, who is Experience Design Director and Generative AI Ambassador at IBM Consulting. Joan is a professional with more than 25 years of experience in business and technology consulting. He specializes in the design of user experience, utilizing technologies like AI, and in particular, I think, generative AI. He's also an academic director with us at Esade, where he teaches several courses at Executive Education and Master of Science. Good morning, Joan. Welcome.
Hi, nice to meet you, and nice to be here and to share this interesting stage.
Of course. We are also privileged to have with us Paloma de la Puente. She is a sustainability expert and a partner at Conese. Paloma brings over 15 years of experience in sustainability and technology applied to sustainable development, and she has advised companies in integrating sustainability strategies into their business models. Welcome, Paloma.
Yes, thank you, Irene, and all the OdiseIA team inviting us.
And last but not least, we also welcome Idoia Salazar, who is the founder and the president of the Observatory of the Social and Ethical Impact of Artificial Intelligence. Idoia is a leading expert in ethics and legislation in AI and is actively involved in shaping AI policy at both national and international levels. It's great to have you here, Idoia.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
All right, so as I said, what we are going to do is we're going to explore how AI can contribute to sustainability from the three perspectives. We have three speakers here that will be focusing on each of the different pillars of sustainability: economic, environmental, and social. Now, as you know, with the recent boom in commercial AI, thanks mostly to ChatGPT, and especially the hype behind generative AI, there is a lot of talk about what this potential of this technology might be. So we hear that it brings new business opportunities, it can open new markets, it can basically spark innovation in different sectors. So it seems to be all about progress and innovation. Joan, within IBM, I was going to say, you're specialized in the field of generative AI. From an economic perspective, can you share a specific example where generative AI has played a pivotal role in reshaping business processes?
Hi, everybody. So, yes, we believe that at IBM, Gen AI is really a transformational technology. So we are seeing many evidence beyond the wow that we had altogether when we start to experience with LLMs. So what we are doing at IBM Consulting is that we are co-ideating, we are co-creating, and we are co-executing around not technology, because technology is a lever, and also it's very powerful as Gen AI, okay, and as disruptive technology, and we are seeing many examples. The way that we approach is that let's set a business challenge, or let us customers that set us a business challenge, and then let's try to provide a comprehensive approach regarding, I would say, how Gen AI can help on that issue. And we are seeing wonderful examples these days, for instance, with ultra-personalized communications. Gen AI is here to help the human, and that's a part of human augmentation. Technology is here to augment the professional. How the contact center agent can, by the help of Gen AI, provide ultra-personalized messages when attending a call or a customer by identifying, leveraging large foundational models, and also using the data from the company, from the latest interactions, in order to provide, I would say, this personalized, even in the jargon or specialized vocabulary based on that. Another wonderful example, completely different, is addressing another challenge in a different field like media and entertainment with professional sports club like Sevilla FC. So with Sevilla FC, we start to work 2 months ago with a specific challenge. Help us to determine how Gen AI can help to identify future talents like the future Messi when he or she is 12 years old, okay, but start to, say, to emerge as a kind of professional talent. How we can use the data that Sevilla, with all the scouting team has regarding, I would say, all the reports and so on, in order to identify these hidden patterns together with the power of data, so we combine the part of quantitative together with the technology in order to make the match and basically understand and provide complex questions concerning, hey, I see that these different candidates are potential for playing at Sevilla, who has potential as a leader, and this is extracting from the information that comes from many different reports. So these are 2 examples that we are addressing, as I say, old problems with new approaches that Gen AI can bring, and this also applies to sustainability challenge. So the wonderful, and just to open the pitch, we strongly believe that there is no dilemma anymore regarding companies may face regarding sustainability between profitability and sustainability. So the point is that it can be a perfect match by adopting a comprehensive approach and by using this kind of technologies in order to create how we can use them, I would say, and take advantage of them to find new ideation into these old complex old problems.
All right, but I'm guessing in finding these new solutions to old problems, there is definitely a need to adapt the current strategy. So what is IBM doing to kind of adapt to the deployment of this technology from a strategic perspective?
Of course, I would say that we are applying to ourselves. Have in mind that we as IBM Consulting, we are a major global consulting company that sits on top of a large technology company like IBM. So we work with knowledge. We work basically how we can accelerate the ideation process to solve basically large complex problems that our customers face, and we co-create with them with a method that is IBM Garage in order to accelerate this path, powered by Gen AI. And we are seeing that processes that typical process of ideation that took 10 weeks, we are shortening to 4 weeks in order to apply not only different methods, but embedding Gen AI on that. And on top of that, I think that one of the things that as IBM, we are providing hybrid cloud solutions in order to get the access to large companies, more companies to get access to computational power. That's number one, in order that they can leverage the data and they can leverage open source models. We are part of the AI Alliance together with Meta in order to take advantage that not only closed model will prevail, we think that there will be a myriad of ecosystem leveraging open models, and this will benefit all levels of companies in order to take advantage of that. So I think that this together with, I would say the last part is the platform that we are providing as Watson X, that is a generation AI-based platform that can help companies to transform the way that can take advantage of Gen AI. First, starting with the data, then starting by taking advantage of foundational models and building on top of that, fine-tuning with prompting or new models, and then also helping for something that now starts to be a concern, that it's governance. How companies can control the ethics and can provide transparency, explainability, and the part regarding the ethics that this usage will start to have. No matter the issue, no matter that we are trying to solve a complex problem like the sustainability impact of a large company, or we are addressing a specific request from a customer at the contact center. So we need to be able that companies feel confident that they are providing something that solves the issue that they are planning with trust and confidence.
Okay, so Joan has already hinted at it, as in the appreciation for AI extends beyond economic impact. There is a recent report by the European Commission that says AI is helping us solve some of the world's biggest challenges, from treating chronic diseases to fighting climate change. In this report, it is highlighted that AI systems can help facilitate the UN Sustainable Development Goals. Paloma, from an environmental sustainability perspective, how do you see AI can influence and shape corporate strategies for sustainability?
Hello, all. Thank you, Irene. Yes, of course, we have very big giants, and of course, artificial intelligence is so useful for achieve these giants, these issues, ESG issues, environmental, social, and governance issues. From Conese, as a company that I'm representing today, we work integrating sustainability strategy in the core business of our customers. We work with different sectors. Our approach is always from a sustainable innovation perspective. And this is because we can see that companies, when you saw the strategy with this perspective, they can they can implement, they can arrange different different targets beyond the compliance, beyond the risk management. So all our projects has this approach, and it means that it's more every day. We have more presence of the technology in the projects and in the sectors that we are working on. And of course, if we think that we have a very important science in 2030, which is the 23 agenda, the Sustainable Global Targets, and then it's not possible to achieve these 70 goals and all these indicators and targets without the technology. It's not only artificial intelligence, because there are many companies that are at the beginning and they are not already prepared to assimilate, to integrate this kind of technology. But I'm pretty sure that is the only way to achieve this goal, because the technology has a multiplier effect, no? As I want to say.
So you were discussing this idea of sustainable innovation. Can you give us some examples of applications where sustainable innovation has been applied?
Yes, Irene. We are working with two sectors very close, as auto parts sector and also cosmetic sector. Both of them are it's an industry very involved in technology, very involved in ESG issues, as you can see, for example, because of the emission, because of the energy, because of the waste management, a lot of environmental issues, and also social issues, but I will not talk about it. And then in the case of auto parts, last week I visited a factory in Bilbao, and I could check how they are applying the artificial intelligence for the quality management control. And you ask, and why? Why it's important for the environment? It's very easy. It's because of with the quality control, with the IAE, we can control all the component manufacturing. We don't need to produce more than we have, and the machine learning can improve all this process, all this manufacturing of the components. So they have a lot of benefits in terms of environment, decreasing the emission, for example, and also related to the energy efficiency. And they are integrating, Juanra probably will know better, but they are integrating this in all this process in all the factories in the world. In the cosmetics sector, as we have worked with them, is in a matrix, web matrix, is technology very basic, but we have built a hub when together with Stampa Association and together with cosmetic companies and technology companies, we have list all the environmental issues and all the all the enabled technology that can improve the impact of these issues. For example, artificial intelligence is one of the technology, but also digital twins, for example, big data, different technologies. And it's very useful for the companies to know how they can control, how they can improve the impact in the environment through the technology. So we can see this integration every day in the projects and the industry in Spain.
Right, so I'm guessing there are opportunities for environmental and for economic dimensions. The third dimension of sustainability is the social dimension. Now, the ethics guidelines for trustworthy AI, back again to the European Commission, states that we believe that AI has the potential to significantly transform society. AI is a promising means to increase human flourishing, thereby enhancing individual and societal well-being and common good. Yeah. From an ethical standpoint, how can AI help us address societal issues?
Thank you so much, Irene, for asking me that question. You know why? Normally, like in the last panels, like the one that maybe you had last year, everybody were talking like in a very apocalyptic way about artificial intelligence. Maybe we could start like talking about the damages of this technology and thinking about the bad part of this technology. Of course, we are going to be talking in this panel also about this negative part, but I really believe, and I believe this from the beginning, that really AI can be like, it's a need for not only for like the companies, for the businesses, but for society. I mean, I think that this technology, and I believe it that from the beginning in which I started to study artificial intelligence more than 15 years ago, and nowadays, in a world of data in which we live, it's like a need to have a tool to manage this data, and also to address all the specific climate change and other damages that the climate damages that we could have in the future, and also we still have a lot of challenges in front of us, and I think artificial intelligence is the tool needed to address all these challenges. Talking about the good part, of course, we are going, as I said, to talk about also this not that good part, but we have to start from a very objective point of view. The problem is not the technology itself. The problem is not the artificial intelligence, but the way human is going to be using this artificial intelligence. And this AI can be used, as you were saying, for good, for many good things. Just think about, for example, in the health sector, how can let us improve in personalizing many treatments for some diseases, like that nowadays it's like a big challenge, like cancer, for example, or other like weird diseases in which we don't have, like, for example, is enough money to invest in like in a disease just that is just for 1,000 people. Like there is just a little amount of people that maybe you are not, I mean, for like big companies and do not want to invest in the treatment, in the investigation for the treatment for these specific diseases. Nowadays, with artificial intelligence, doesn't have like doesn't means that cost to have to investigate to finally try to cure these rare diseases. And I really think that in these cases, artificial intelligence came as a complement for humans. It's not a substitution, which is, I think, is like very good news for society. But we'll be talking about the other part in which we still have to believe what I just said. AI is a complement for human, not a substitution for human. When we as humans start to believe that we need to see AI as a tool for us to complement things that we as humans cannot address with our brain that is limited, you know, and these kind of things. So the health is just one of the parts. I said another one about the climate change and other poverty and many other things. It will help us to improve many processes, try to predict also, for example, specific things related with poverty in one specific region that maybe we can anticipate, try to build something in order to address that specific problem. And another things, for example, education can help us also a lot, personalizing education to specific people, so we can help more not like, for example, a target, but one specific person. I think that personalization that enables that AI systems enables like a school or a university personalize much more. This could help society a lot. Also disabled people, AI can help a lot. Also, I always say, for me, it's like a kind of amazing. I was able with, I don't know if I can say brands, but yeah, okay. I was able to use in a Microsoft tool to interact with a person that is deaf and blind. And I was able in remote, like having a meeting with that specific person, and we were, she was able to follow a presentation that I was presenting, like I was here with you. I mean, she was blind and deaf, you know, and for me it's like something amazing. It has artificial intelligence. It's something I think could help a lot society. So I think this is the good part. After that, we will be talking about the risk. But I think that because one tool can be used for bad, and it's so useful for good, you shouldn't be leaving that apart and, and say, okay, this could be like bad, okay, but it could be using it, as I said at the beginning, and I will be finishing with this, it is a need to use artificial intelligence. It's like, so, but I will be like finishing everything with this also, but there's a strong need of education.
I like this idea of education because, so you were saying already, no? The things that we have just discussed are the good sides, as in the opportunities. And I'm kind of convinced, all right, yes, let's invest in this. But in order to do that and to try and mitigate the potential negative effects, and we know there are potential negative effects, as Idoia was saying, we need to know how to use it. As users, we need to know how to interact with it. As developers, we need to know how to design it. And as businesses, we need to know how to integrate it. Joan, IBM is a huge company and is far ahead in the digitalization process. What about smaller, maybe more traditional companies? How can they address issues that come with integrating this technology?
That's a very good question. And the thing that really is that no matter the size of the company, challenges are mostly the same. Of course, they are scalable, I would say, different or in terms of magnitude, but it is true that the approach, we believe that should be the same. And luckily, part of the tools that are accessible to large companies right now are democratized in terms of, with all the different levels and sizes of companies. So these are good news, okay? The point is that right now, believe me, it's not the access to technology that makes a difference. It's how companies have a clear strategy in terms to provide sustainability in the health of their strategies. Okay, we say that sustainability is a team sport, and GenAI is the star player of this team. And we believe that with this access to kind of open tools, companies can take advantage in order to apply, number one, to the strategy, and number two, how they can enable people to make a different approach regarding this kind of tools. Okay, that's the part of enablement. So I think that, let me provide you an example concerning that would be how we are helping to build open model tools in order that we believe as IBM that may have a deep impact regarding the fight against the climate change. Okay, we believe that GenAI can help to solve complex problems. Number one starting point, as you know, is data. So what if we have trained models to code, to generate images, to write and execute and provide summaries? Why not we are addressing a complex like climate change, a complex problem, and provide trying to understand exactly what's going on regarding and help accurate predictions based on that. Okay. Problem is that part of this historical data, sometimes it's no longer valid because we are seeing extreme reactions from the climate environment that we have not seen in the last 100 years. Okay. So we partnered with, as a global scale, we partnered someone that has data, that it's NASA. And we say, why we are not building a foundational model together with the data that NASA has provided regarding all the satellite images and all the identification of data that we can collect, and try with this new, fresh approach that GenAI can bring, build a foundational model that helps to predict weather changes, okay, and kind of forecast based on that. It took 1 year to build, so in order to know exactly how to build that. Good news is that we released and we made it public. We posted on an open space like Hugging Face in order that no matter the size of the company, they can take advantage, no matter where they are located, in order that with the time of inference, that it's completely different with the consuming power that takes to create, as you know, to cook this kind of foundational model, companies can help accurate prediction on that 6 days in advance, or from changing from, that it was in the past 24 hours before knowing how a hurricane can come to, I would say, to a specific location. We can know it right now 3 days before. So in terms of safety, in terms of knowing and understanding what is the deep impact that we have on deforestation, on floods, on wildfires. So understanding exactly what is the spark or the kind of trends or the motivations at least that can create this kind of starting these changes, we can, number one, identify in order to predict, and number two, see exactly how we can leverage and in order to reverse, hopefully. Okay? So this is something, a wonderful example, how really we can, instead of thinking that GenAI, that would be another topic that we can address, that how it is a huge consumer of energy and resources. I will come back, or we can come back to that later, okay? Instead of being a kind of new problem, okay, we can make it in order to be a problem solver instead of problem generator.
Thank you very much. I think these are good examples of things that I believe we can call AI for sustainability. But then the follow-up question then would be, what about AI in itself? It can be a tool for sustainability, and you were already saying something related to that, but is it a sustainable technology in itself? And the more we use it, the more we know about its impact. And some people are already sounding the alarm about what the carbon footprint of this technology might be, the water usage of water resources, and other forms of energy consumption. So we do know that it might be unsustainable from an environmental perspective. How, Paloma, in your experience, can companies balance the opportunities it offers with this potential negative impact that it may have?
Yes. Yes, you have just mentioned, nowadays we have detected 4 issues related to environmental impact of the artificial intelligence, which is energy consume, which is water consume, waste management, this final disposal that we have at the end of life of the when we have used all these components, and one more, raw materials. Raw materials normally are critical materials that we need for develop these components and this artificial intelligence and other technologies also. So you're asking me the balance. Let me share with you one data. The total emission of the artificial intelligence, the global, is 0.6%, okay, of carbon emissions in the total. If we go to other sector, for example, transportation, where total emissions account 14%. Or, for example, our homes, our activity in our homes, cooking, our transport community, going to our works, our school, it means in the total emission 20%. Other example, transportation, car, industry. Industry is also 20%. So as I can see from my perspective, and I'm biology also, is a big opportunity because we need to decrease these emissions, and technology, for example, the artificial intelligence can help us to discover, to improve, to be more efficient. So I think that the data of 0.6 versus the other data and other sectors is the best way to see that we can have a balance on how implement the technology and how to improve the impact in the environment.
All right. Okay, in having this balance, no? So let's say having this balance allows us to integrate AI, but with integrating it, it also comes other risks. As in, we've been here about this idea of how AI might substitute us in our everyday roles. The roles will require more technical skills that maybe not all of us have. So it's not just risk from an environmental perspective, but also social, from a greater social cohesion perspective. So Idoia, beyond biases, which we know are like the typical hype topic when discussing social impact of AI, what other risks do you see from this technology from a social perspective?
Okay, yes, the bias is like the typical one. And I always say we already have developed, that is a very good news. We already have developed many tools. Some of them are from IBM and others that are open source and help a lot of companies to prevent bias. So I think in terms of bias, we are not already done, of course, because of course we are going to be seeing new ones, but there are plenty of others. But I consider like quite normal that we have like many risks when some of technology becomes like very democratic, like we have nowadays with artificial intelligence. That happened also when we had like the previous industrial revolutions. We also had a society of that moment. We had to face like so many different risks. What are the risks that we have nowadays? Apart from this, of course, one of the main ones is privacy. We have at the end, we are like living in a world of data in which we ourselves are going to be like converting into data, walking data, like something like that. And this that could be like good, as we said previously, for many things. We are going to personalize everything that in some way is going to be more comfortable for us. But of course, that means that we have to let aside some kind of privacy of our own privacy. Our data is going to be shared with different companies which need that data in order to, they give us that specific services just for us. So the problem in this moment regarding the privacy is how the companies are going to be like, there's a big challenge for companies to see, to let consumers know how are they going to be using that data, like for example, like anonymizing the data and let consumers understand that they are not going to be using that data for bad or another things that they are not, they shouldn't do with their personal data. That is a big challenge for big tech companies, I think. And another ones. One of the, because we don't have like a lot of time, so I'm going to like make it easy for. I think one of the biggest one is the possible manipulation of people. I think that is the one of the main risk. Of course, another one is explainability, or the way that we should. But I think both could be related. So I will try to explain this. One of the we all know one of the peculiarities of these AI systems, which is the capacity to make decisions. Quote. Okay, but we are like, so if we, as any one of us in the regular society, we have like too much confidence in the machines, maybe we are going to be like unconsciously giving the decisions to the AI system, no, to the company who is beyond the AI system, And I think that that is one of the big problems, is the unconsciousness of the society towards what is really is an AI system, what is beyond the AI system, what is this AI system is going to do in order to take or to lead me in a specific way to take one specific decision. I put like a clear example. For example, when we are like in front of the television watching any platform, I mean, these have AI that are like some way like directing us to watch one specific program tonight. I mean, consumers normally do not are tired in their sofa, and they don't think about, okay, let me see, this machine or Netflix or one specific company wants me because of whatever watch this specific, and you are like with your brain kind of off. But if we get used to that, we are not, I mean, our brain needs to be trained also, not only the AI systems. And it's very important to get consciousness into society to train our brain. I mean, as I said it previously, to have the AI system as a tool for us and as a helper to my decisions, to create this consciousness in society, to train also in not only universities and schools, and make elder people also need to have some kind of programs in order to improve our criteria. That is like a need. That is a need. If not, we are going to be converting ourselves in a society that will be very easy to manipulate. And that is a problem, because of maybe like in political campaigns or whatever, we are going to be like a mass. So that is going to be like, I think that is the real problem nowadays that we have to face with artificial intelligence. Okay, that is going to be regulated after, in a while, we'll be talking about the AI Act, but still, this is something that is not only has to be in a law or whatever, we have to work hard, not only from schools, but from universities, but like a mix together between or among companies, the administration, public administrations, organizations, working together to create people with more criteria in order to make them more conscious about about what really is artificial intelligence, what is it for, to have it as a tool to keep training our brains. If I sit in front of the television, this is just a recommendation, it's not mandatory. When I say that is like too easy, this is a recommendation, it's not, it's quite of logical, but I have seen like so many people that sees that look at that as mandatory. Okay, it is, the television is telling me what to see, and say, okay, so I see it. Therefore, this for us it could be logical, but for people that from, I don't know, like 60, 70, or even younger people, is like something that could really affect them a lot. And I think we should work in every part of society, not only focus on the young people, but we have to be focusing in every part of society in order to prevent that something bad happen.
Okay, so about working hard. So you were saying, no, this should be a joint effort. So it has to be the public administration, has to be us as individuals, has to be the university, it also has to be the companies. So Joan, por alusiones. Like Idoia brought up lots of challenges regarding user autonomy, privacy, security. Now, how can companies navigate all these issues to develop responsible AI?
What Idoia was mentioning, we call it the Oracle effect. And the Oracle effect is that really that since we believe in this technology blind eyes, we believe everything that goes out from it. And that's a mistake, because as we were talking, these models are based on language, but they are based in math. They are based basically on content. They are not based specifically on knowledge. And I think that really that from user standpoint, from company standpoint, from society standpoint, we need to know exactly how they work in order to know exactly how we can interpret the results, because they are not perfect. And the worst thing that Idoia is mentioning is that we believe, oh, is that because that's a complex model, complex algorithm with top Gen AI technology is saying A, is that maybe we are good as a company in terms of achieving our sustainability goals, when it is not true. So that comes to your point, Irene, that the point is, two things here. Number one is that consciousness that really that Gen AI has a lot of power, and it can create a wow effect, and it can create this transformational impact. That's for fact. That's for fact. But it is true that from user standpoint, we should already start to make consciousness regarding every prompt has a cost. We may understand because we understand the concept of token, but some people understand as a concept of capacity. No. Token may be, this means that this cost in terms of euros, even if you are not paying directly, okay? And mostly important, this prompt has a small or big impact in terms of carbon footprint. So number one is that really that companies that help to create and provide and to service this kind of models, no models that I would say a model for providing a better assistance to the customer, or providing kind of the tip of recipes for my week, in order to make the planning of my recipes so that I need to cook. No matter that, I need to know exactly that this has an impact. And then it will be wonderful because we start to think efficiently in terms of prompting. Maybe I need to refine my prompting, not be too lazy when formulating what I want, because then maybe instead of spending 5 prompts, I can do it in 1. Okay, that's number one regarding the consciousness that we need to create in users. And number two, you are right, that when we are creating these large models, they consume a lot of energy. We know that, for instance, Meta took 3 months to create Llama 1. It took 6 months to create Llama 2. Right now, they are ready. It has been announced that they are creating Llama 3. We are building also, as IBM, our own foundational models like Granite. Okay, but with that, it's time and energy consumption. Okay, so the point is that with that, when we are creating these models, okay, we need to force companies, or we need to, I would say, I don't know, force maybe it's too strong, but we need to evangelize. We need to force companies in order that when they are building these models, or they are taking a foundational model and build, I would say, a model in itself on top of that, okay, that they can be fair regarding, number one, what is the data type that has been used to create the model. Number two, specify the purpose of this model, who has built it, and why it is the purpose. And number three, provide this transparency to who is using in order to know that this is the data. It may not be perfect, but I'm open regarding, number one, you are interacting with an artificial intelligence agent or model or whatever it may be, and that's something sooner or later, the edge of blurring will make that I am talking to someone, I know exactly, it looks like human, she is not human, okay? So I think that that's number one, to provide transparency regarding the interaction, and number two, understand altogether that these models are not perfect, that they need to be in permanent review, okay? They need to be audited, okay? And the third point is that a large model may not be efficient. So that's why we are urging and helping companies to maybe, on top of the foundational model or Gen AI, build smaller models that are much more efficient, and that's the concept that goes with efficient AI, and then building architectures, building new methods like mixture of experts that help to not use a vast power for a simple prompt. And this will be an urgent demand because we have seen prompt to text, we have seen prompt to code, we have seen prompt to image. Right now, we are starting to merge right now in 2024 prompt to video. We'll see prompt to 3D content. So as you may imagine, thesis consumes vast amount of GPUs and capacity. And if we are not topping on that part, or we are making this consciousness on efficiency, that means that basically we are burning the planet. So that's the point, that there is a threshold regarding not only on the generation part and the ethics part regarding what is in the content of the model, but also on the usage education of this kind of technologies.
So yeah, we definitely don't want to burn the planet. So Paloma, I mean, we know this technology is imperfect, but I guess, no, should we stick to it nonetheless?
Yes. Yes, I totally agree with Juanra and Idoia. We need to be aware of the consequence of the technology when we are developing the technology. And we need to take into account a lot of things that normally we don't think on it when we are developing technology, and other things, of course. But for companies in Conese, as I mentioned before, Cernauto Association, which is a Spanish association for auto parts companies. They are, for example, working in a concept that is 4.0 raised to S of sustainable. Okay, it means it's a concept that they have developed. It means zero emissions. It means zero waste. Means zero accidents, and not leave no one behind, of course. So as you can see, they are integrating this innovation, and they are investing a lot of money in this innovation, 3% of the billing, so it's a lot of money. And they consider all these kind of issues related to social governance, safety, because it's an issue very important for the sector. I think not all the companies are at the same are not ready to integrate technology. I said before. The first thing that they need to know perfect is understand which are the impact they have, social impact, governance impact, environmental also. After we detected this impact and we have analyzed all our value chain, then we can propose what kind of technology is according to our impact and the issue that we need to achieve.
All right. I think we don't have time for more.
No.
It's time already. So thank you very much, Idoia, Joan, and Paloma, for sharing your insights with us. To the rest of you, thank you very much for joining us, of course. I'd say the takeaway from what we heard today is perhaps that there are definitely opportunities and challenges. Key would be in striking a balance. And I'd like to finish by going back to a quote by Luke Good, who basically says that nations, companies, everyone out there is basically expressing an urgent need to be ready for AI. And this kind of generates an idea of inevitability. There's nothing we can do. And this, of course, comes with the risk of us disconnecting ourselves from that discussion. So I do encourage you to take those discussions out there, to think about whether you want to integrate AI and how and when, and to definitely actively contribute to discussing how we can make machine learning more sustainable. Thank you very much.